Prime Field!
Yo, if you're a Xavier player, you're waking up tomorrow hearing phantom whistles and seeing blue jerseys in your peripheral vision. Because tonight wasn't just a win, it was a full-court demolition where every possession felt like UConn had an extra defender, an extra passer, and, at one point, an extra flamethrower hidden on the bench. We're not here to do the good team beats bad team routine. You watched it. You felt it. This game had a message. Your offense doesn't get to breathe, and your mistakes turn into our highlights. So let's run the countdown. Top 5 impacts from 5 and down to 1. This wasn't loud. It was lethal. Because in a game where possessions were basically raining from the sky, steals, deflections, bad passes, panic dribbles, somebody still has to drive the car without crashing it. And that's what Arnold did. You know the sequence I'm talking about. UConn gets another live ball stop. Everybody's sprinting. And instead of forcing a heat check pass into traffic, she slows the heartbeat down just enough to hit the next read. Swing, touch, extra, lay down. Or the kick out that becomes the kick out that becomes the wide open dagger. And defensively, she wasn't sightseeing. She was in the lanes, hands active, showing Xavier the same thing all night. Nothing is safe on the perimeter. Game impact rating 8.2 from 10, because zero chaos from your point guard in a chaos game is how blowouts become massacres, not close at halftime stories. If you're looking for the hidden engine, it was Kaye Heckle doing all the stuff that makes the game feel unfair. She's grabbing boards like a forward, snatching rebounds in traffic, immediately looking up like, who's leaking, who's sprinting, who's ready to eat? And then the ball is already gone. Not eventually. Not after a dribble. Gone. And the assists? These weren't charity assists. These were tempo assists. The kind where the defense is still turning its head and the shot is already up. The kind where the pass hits the shooter in rhythm so clean it feels like the ball had a GPS. Plus, she was in the steal party too, reading angles, stepping into passing lanes, turning Xavier's maybe into UConn's runout. Game impact rating 8.7 from 10, because she didn't just contribute. She kept the machine calibrated while the score was exploding. Alright, let's talk about the player who turned this into a possession horror film. Ashlyn Shade was a walking turnover for Xavier. Not good defense, not solid pressure. I'm talking serial theft. The kind of night where every time Xavier tried to initiate, she was already on your hip, already baiting your dribble, already reading your next pass like she wrote it. There were stretches where it felt like she collected steals or the way some players collect rebounds, just automatic. Rip at the nail, jump at the lane, swipe down when the ball gets exposed. And then, here's the killer part. She didn't waste the gift. She turns defense into motion, into advantage, into instant offense. And while some players start gambling when they smell blood, she didn't turn into a turnover machine herself. She stayed composed, kept the ball moving, kept the tempo vicious but controlled. Game impact rating 9.3 from 10. Because she didn't just shut down actions. She ended possessions before they even became possessions. This game was basically over early. And Sarah Strong was the reason the oxygen left the building. She came out like, cool, we're not doing the suspense tonight. Inside touch, bucket. High post catch, quick decision, bucket. Seal, finish through contact, no drama, bucket. And it wasn't just scoring, it was how it was happening. She was catching in spots that collapse your entire defense. You send help, she's already powering through it or making the next play. You don't send help, she's living at the rim. And defensively, she's not just tall out there. She was active. Hands, timing, the little moments where she turns a drive into a hesitation into a bad pass, and that bad pass into another UConn track meet. Now, if we're keeping it real, she had a few moments where the pace got sped up and the ball got loose. The only reason this isn't a perfect, clean postcard night. But in terms of impact, she set the tone that this was going to be a problem from the opening stretch. Game impact rating 9.5 from 10. Because she was the first half hammer that made the rest of the night feel inevitable. Okay, let's just say it plainly. Allie Ziebell didn't have a hot hand. She had a controlled wildfire. This was one of those nights where the moment she touched the rock, the defense started pre-panicking. Close out? Too late. Chase over the screen? She's already lifting. Go under? That's basically permission. Send two? Congrats. You just created a 4-on-3 for a team that loves to pass. And the wild part, it wasn't reckless. It wasn't, I'm feeling it so I'm chucking. It was precision. Catching fire from the corner, then another one from the wing, then a relocation where she slides one step and suddenly the defender is guarding air. You could feel the bench reacting like, oh, it's one of those. You could feel Xavier's body language turn into, please miss. And she just didn't. And when the game gets that lopsided, sometimes players start getting sloppy. Heat check turnovers, lazy fouls, possessions thrown away. Not her. She stayed sharp, kept the ball safe, and made the scoring feel like it came inside the flow of the destruction. Game impact rating, 10 from 10. Because she didn't just extend the lead. She broke the script and turned the second half into a highlight factory. Tonight's takeaway is simple. The identity was loud. When UConn turns defense into runway lights, steals, deflections, live ball pressure, the offense doesn't have to grind. It just arrives. And the real weapon wasn't just that shots went in. It was that the ball moved like it had a mind of its own, and the pressure never dipped. That is the blueprint you carry into the next one. Keep the havoc, keep the decisions clean, and let the game speed belong to you. Also, keep an eye on the tough love subplot. AZ Fudd had one of those nights where the looks didn't cash, but she still stayed connected. Hands active, effort present, still contributing to the pressure. The scary part for everybody else? Nights like that usually don't repeat forever. And shout out to the low variance minutes. Jana El Alfi came in, played solid interior minutes, didn't gift possessions, and helped keep the structure clean. Exactly what you need when rotations shift, especially with Sarah Williams out. Plus the quick hit energy from Mayana Patterson and Kellis Fisher. Short stints, but the standard stayed high. Alright, comment time. What was the one moment that told you, yeah, Xavier is done? Was it the stretch where Ashlyn Shade was picking pockets like it was a drill? Was it Sarah Strong ending the suspense before halftime? Or was it the exact heat check sequence where Allie Ziebell hit another three and you could literally see the defense stop believing? Drop the timestamp, drop the play, and tell me this. Who gets your game ball tonight?